What's up, world? It's your boss, International Zoe. I'm here in Medellin, Colombia. This is my travel OG, Jarvis.
Jarvis. OG, yeah. Coming up on 63.
63. All right, looking good.
Yeah, trying to stay hanging the game.
Yeah, you doing your thing.
Trying to hang in the game.
He's doing his thing, trust me. So, where you from, Jarvis?
I am from Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale,
Yeah,
Florida.
I grew up there. After Fort Lauderdale, I attended Southern University, Baton Rouge, HBCU. And then
Where did you study there?
I studied agricultural economics, of all things.
Agriculture. What inspired you to take that up?
Well, I didn't want to study business. Okay, straight business. And actually, to be honest with you, I was there on the track stars.
Okay, so you're an
And
athlete.
I was immature, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Right.
All right, so it was either study the sciences or either study business or something like that. And there were some opportunities they were telling me in ag economics, so I pursued that.
So
Graduated in 1982.
82. So what exactly do you learn?
You learn the agriculture side, but the business what it is it's pretty much a business degree. But
Okay.
you concentrate the economic courses, the marketing courses, all these courses are related to agriculture.
Agriculture. Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
It's just applied business.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Applied economics,
all right. So you graduated in 1982.
right?
What's your next move after graduation?
Oh, you got time?
That's what we're here for.
My next move, I worked upstate New York
Okay.
with the USDA Soil Conservation Service for a year. After that, I thought I still liked ag economics, and I spent a year in grad school at Purdue.
Purdue.
Yeah, in ag economics.
Okay.
Find out that wasn't my thing. So then I actually dropped out of there, went home and substitute taught for a year at elementary school.
Elementary school.
Then after that, I said, okay, let me try the sciences for a master's degree.
Okay.
Okay, so I attended University of Georgia in Athens and spent 2 years in the entomology department, studied insects.
Insects.
I have a master's degree in entomology. Yeah. My concentration was termites.
Really?
Subterranean termites. That was my research.
Oh, why did you choose that?
The money.
Because people getting rid of termites.
No, but what I'm saying, the money is for is I wanted a master's degree in a science, entomology department, they had funding, and this was 1985.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't pay a dime to go to school.
Okay.
Yeah, even when I was at Southern, I ran track. Yeah, so I didn't pay any money.
That's
I was
good.
at Purdue, I didn't pay any money. So hey, you know,
So that's what they call a free ride.
a free ride. You got, hey, the thing is, if you're in areas where there's money in money in the sciences, and I'll talk about that later on in my career, because I ended up I didn't stay in entomology. I actually ended up teaching high school science.
Where's that?
So I started teaching in South Florida.
South Florida.
Yeah, I taught there. Actually, I taught there 2 years, and then that's when the travel thing came about.
What year is this about?
This is from 87 to 89. Okay, I taught.
So how was it being you was probably a cool science teacher then.
Well, hey, I think it's. I thought so, but the thing is that you learn as you move along. I became a better teacher, and I'm going to say this: I wasn't a good teacher in the beginning, just because I came from a science. I knew the science, but I didn't know how to actually impart it to the students.
Right.
So the thing is that I had to learn over the years, and I became a better teacher after about, let's say, 6-7 years. I became a better
Still
teacher.
pretty good.
But the thing is that I had to learn and grow. I had to learn and grow. yeah. But it was a good experience. I'm still in touch with some students that I taught during those years.
This was high school.
In high school.
Okay.
High school science. Yeah. And then
What did you say the name of the school?
I was at Coconut Creek High School.
Coconut Creek High School.
Coconut Creek, Florida.
In Coconut Creek, Florida. Okay, you didn't say that, so
Yeah.
I already remembered that. Never heard of that, Coconut
Yeah, yeah.
Creek. Okay, so you said somewhere along that time you started traveling.
Right. After the first year, I taught summer 1988. All right. I got the summers off. Now I got the summers
I was
off.
going to say that. Is it due to the long summers?
Long summer.
Right.
You know, that was a saying when we say, hey, why did you go into teaching? I said 3 reasons: June, July, and August. that was the reason for going into teaching.
Nice.
But it was a beautiful lifestyle because I had every holiday off, every weekend, a couple of weeks for Christmas, spring break, and a two months in the summertime. So I was on it. So the first summer, 1988, I drove up the East Coast, had an 87 Central. Drove up the East Coast, hung out there with some buddies, and I had met this chick the year before a Jamaican chick on the beach in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
So, hey, look, I went up to visit her in Philly. And so I was in the East Coast, up and out. Then I picked up a buddy in Baltimore, and we drove all the way across country, all the way to LA.
How many days was that?
Oh, it was a few weeks. You know, we were taking our time.
Okay.
And actually, I stopped to a few Native American reservations out there, and stopped to that, and that was a good experience in New Mexico. And we just drove city to city, taking our time. And actually, it was my first time abroad in 1988. I crossed the border, and that's when you just cross the border with your driver's license. You didn't
Into
need
Mexico.
Into Mexico.
Okay.
Tijuana, my first time abroad.
Tijuana.
Hey, look, it was interesting, brother. It was interesting.
How was Tijuana then? I haven't been to Tijuana, but everybody talks about going to Tijuana and having fun there for a day or what also.
Right.
How was it going into Tijuana in '88? What was that like?
You could park your car near the border, walk right across the border. And that's what we did. We walked across. And, you know, went into some clubs and bars and stuff, and it was, what? Yeah. and then coming back across the border, I remember the border patrol was like, hey, you guys, we were about to show our driver's license. Come on through. Yeah, because I guess they heard us talking. Hey, come on through. So that was, and then after that, you know, that was '88. Taught another year, and I had a buddy who had been in Peace Corps, and I was talking with him. He's like, "Hey, man, you want to travel?" And I can just tell you this, and I just say this to people who want to travel. There are pros and cons about traveling alone. The pros is that when you travel alone, you're more apt to go out and meet people and do things.
Kind of forced to.
You're forced to go out. But the thing is that if you travel with some people, you know, number one, really you stay with your group. Nobody approaches your group. The best thing I ever did when I started traveling alone. So 1989, another summer, I booked. I was a little afraid.
Did you already have your passport, or did you get it?
No, I got my passport at that time, 1989, and so it was like, okay, hey, all right, ready to go. And I remember my sister telling me, "Oh, this is a big one here. You going now? Hey, you got to go across the pond, right?" And so I'm still late 20s. And the thing is that I booked a tour for 3 weeks, but on each side of the tour, I had a week. So I had a week in London. I flew into London, and I had a week on the other end when I got back, you know, from the tour. But the tour was 3 weeks through various countries in Europe.
Okay.
Now here's the thing.
A lot of people do that tour through Europe, take the train and all that.
Right. So, but this was with the group.
Okay.
And I was on the bus with a bunch of old retirees, and I said, "Hey, look, now let me get all this out of my way because I don't want to be an old man like I am now, and haven't done all of that, and out there trying to do it. You know, you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Falling asleep on the bus
Yes.
and all this other kind of stuff. So let me tell you what happened. So I just want to say this too, because I talk to a lot of young guys. You know, I even call you young blood. You know, so
He called me young blood.
so the thing is that I tell them now, no internet, no cell phone at that time.
Did you have to go to a booking agency to book your flights and stuff back then?
Yeah, I booked through an agency.
See, y'all don't know how easy it is
Right,
now.
yeah.
But back in the days, you literally had to go to a travel agency and book it. I mean, the only benefit was that you could pay it off, pay towards it, but it's not the same as just going on the internet, finding your flight, booking it. Back then, you really had to be serious
You
about
had
it.
to be serious. You had to read up.
Right.
And so I had some buddies in college who were telling me about it, and they told me, hey, look, you got to go. You just got to go. We can't tell you about it. You got to experience it for yourself.
Right.
So, and then my buddy who I taught with, he was a fellow teacher.
Oh, go ahead. Let me just move the focus. I saw that was on. Go ahead.
He was a fellow teacher. He told me, he said, hey, look, go by yourself. So I get into true story. This is a true story.
Okay.
People don't believe me. So now, but I told you, I had to have my ticket. Now I got to protect my ticket,
Right.
because there's no e-tickets.
Right.
And I had to go traveler's checks, baby. Traveler's checks.
Oh, man.
Where
I
had
remember that.
before I leave the bank, I got to sign.
American Express traveler's checks.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all don't know nothing about this.
Yeah. So I land, I read up, I go to the bookstores, I read up the books,
Yeah, that's when they had these big books on traveling.
Yeah, travel books and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So the thing is that I go to the bookstore, I buy my books, I'm reading like a few months before I go. Read. The power of reading. Any teacher would tell you the power of reading.
Right.
So I read up, and I knew that when I flew into Gatwick. I remember taking Virgin Atlantic Airways. Okay.
They don't even have that anymore.
Yeah.
Virgin.
Well, yeah, I took Virgin, and the thing is that I flew into Gatwick, and I knew there would be a train to take me into Victoria Station. Now, listen, I landed in London, 1989, without knowing where I was going to stay because I was relying on the information I had. So I get there, and I go into Victoria Station, take the train to Victoria Station, and I remember there was a booking agency in there because I read there were booking agencies.
Right.
So I booked, and they said, what do you want? And I said, we have the dormitory style at one of the universities, which like that. And I said, okay, it's cheap enough, it's clean, dormitory style, I can deal with that.
Right.
I go there. So I take the tube, what they call the tube.
The tube,
So,
yeah, they call it the tube.
To London. I
Yeah.
go, and then stupid me, I gotta tell this story. So y'all can laugh, I don't care.
Right.
So I'm looking I got my bag, right? And then I'm looking, and I see lift. Okay, I'm looking elevator, all right?
Yeah.
So, I see lift, and I saw some people get on there, but I saw most of the people were taking the stairs. So I'm thinking, okay, up one floor from the tube. Man, I'm walking and walking and walking. Had to be 3 or 4 stories up. I get to the top, I'm just pouring with sweat. I'm pouring with sweat, like crazy. And I remember people passing me, they should have taken the lift. Should have taken the lift.
Right.
So so I get there. I get there to my place where I'm gonna stay. Then standing in line, and I remember I'm to check in. Because there were other people checking in.
Right.
And I remember talking with this guy. He said, hey, and we were just talking, small talk. And he said, yeah, I'm going down to Wimbledon. I said, how you going to get in there? He said, no, I'm just going down to check out the grounds.
Right.
I'm talking about not to get into the
Right.
stadium,
Right.
but you can buy and then buy a ticket and see the outside
Right.
courts and all this other kind of stuff. I said, oh, that sounds good. So we meet up. I go down there with him. I kid you not, we buy a ticket for the grounds, just to see some outside courts. And I remember seeing Lori McNeil, so if you guys want to research that, Lori McNeil, it's a sister who played back in the day.
Right.
And I saw her, and when we were going in, true story, I still got the tickets. Some people were coming out, and they handed us the passes for center court. I kid you not.
Wow.
And I think it was the Thursday before the finals, the mixed doubles finals were going on. And the thing is that we went in there, and I had this rinky. That was before the real camera. That was before the cameras now with the 35 millimeter and all the other kind. Yeah. We had the right flash. And all. Right. I tried to get some pictures. I got a few pictures,
right.
But I had it in my scrapbook. You know, the young fellas in the scrapbook.
The scrapbook.
So I got the
like
tickets
the black
in there.
book.
Yeah, and some photos and all this.
Right.
But that was an adventure. Then I took the tour, went through. We started. We crossed the channel, and then we picked up, I think, in Belgium, and we went to Amsterdam. So I experienced that Amsterdam. You know, when
Why did you choose London for your first experience?
English.
No language barrier.
No language
I get
barrier.
it.
English.
Okay.
And then, so we had we went, I think, Belgium, the Netherlands, and then through Germany, and a few, so I'm on the bus. We off and on. We going to different cities.
Right.
And I'm thinking, man. So we got to some cities like we got to Budapest, Hungary. And this is 1989. This is before the revolution. This is before all that wall came down and all this kind of stuff. So we get there, and when we get there, okay, so you checking in and stuff. Guards like, I don't know what. So in Budapest, and I go out that night and I meet this chick in Budapest. Man, I'm in love because I had seen a film. You know, there was a film that was based on this chick from that came from Budapest, and I was like, man, I wanted to do this chick from Budapest. You know,
living a dream.
And had a nice time with her out party. But see, this is the bad thing about going on the tour. So you can tell, you know, the people who watch your channel, hey, bad thing about going on the tour, if you get to a place that you like, the tour's leaving the next morning. Yeah, they're going, because if you're on there for 1 or 2 nights, they're gone, you know. And if you don't like the place, you can get out. If you do like it, you can stay for a longer time. So went there, went through what was Yugoslavia then. Now it's broken up in all the republics. Went through Yugoslavia and went over to I want to say Italy and Spain and all that. Yeah, that was on the first trip. Italy and I think France.
Okay.
So I did Rome and all that, and a few other places. But you know, we did a bunch of countries in the 3 weeks.
Right.
And then when I got back to London, I still had another week. Booked into this hostel, and I remember paying like £100 for the week, and it included breakfast and lunch. So that was my 2 meals because I was running out of money. and the thing is that, but I had a week. I met some people from in that hostel. I met people from Italy, and I went back and visited them that following Christmas. So I had an Italian Christmas in 1989. Family in other places. Yeah, I met a guy from Pamplona, Spain. And the next year, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute, I went to visit him in Pamplona, Spain. Where the running of the bulls. I didn't see the bulls when I was actually arrived there after that event took place. So when I came back, so man, hey look, I was like, hey, unbelievable trip. I landed. I taught 1 more year, but this time I taught in Naples, Florida, from 89 to 90, and 1990. Well, 89, I went over for Christmas, a nice Italian Christmas, and then I came back, and April, started selling everything. I sold. I had my Central. I had a little Fiat converter. I sold everything, whatever I didn't sell, put it in my mom's place, and I said, okay, hey, look, it's time to hit the road for real. And I said, hey, look, I feel, okay, I can always get a teaching job, especially I'm in science, you know. And I said, okay, I'm going for a year. Got me a backpack. June, got me a backpack, and I was ready to go. Okay, and now that's what my sister told me was the big one.
Okay, oh, that's what she said.
That's what she said. Hey, look, this is the big one. They dropped me off at Miami Airport. And they said, I said, I don't know when I see you in a year, maybe.
So you plan to travel for 1 whole year?
1 whole year.
How did you finance that for a whole year?
I saved some money, and I read up because at that time you could make it even in Europe $20, $30 a day.
Really?
Because you stay in the hostel. I stayed in the hostels $12.
I didn't even know they had hostels back then.
Even in Amsterdam, $15. $15.
Were they okay? Were they suitable?
Yeah,
or was it rough?
No, hey, some of them were rough. some of them were rough. Some of them were perfect.
Okay,
I mean, I had a good time. Co-ed hostels.
Yeah.
Salud, brother.
Cheers. Salute. This is exciting.
So co-ed, I remember in Amsterdam, I stayed in a hostel. There had to be 15 beds. I mean, it's like they're like a barracks or something like that. Look, hey.
That's what I get in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, and then you share bathrooms. So the thing is that you are, and you don't have to stand in a dormitory. I'm old school. So I started college back in '78. So the thing is that dormitory life, I'm talking about sharing.
Yeah.
So what? So
yeah, I used to be in the boys' club. We said everything.
Yeah. So the thing is that, and in my backpack I had a week's change of clothes. Pretty much I had 2 pair of jeans, socks, underwear, and t-shirts for the most part. I think I had 1 collar shirt. And the thing is that in
Flies love the sweets.
Yeah. in Amsterdam, I remember I met these 3 guys from California.
Okay.
And I said, where you headed next? He said, that was the beautiful thing. You exchange stories. So the thing is, you will meet people who may be coming from where you are going.
Right.
And vice versa. So I said, hey, look, what can y'all tell me about? We went from Amsterdam to Copenhagen. So these guys, I traveled with them up to Copenhagen. But in Copenhagen, I had a place to stay. In Copenhagen, I had a place to stay. Because the thing is that when I was in grad school at Purdue, I met this guy from Germany. He had a sister living in Copenhagen.
Okay.
So he told me, he said, man, if you ever in Europe, people always say, hey, if you're ever in town, I'm here. So he called his sister up. I had never met her. She had never met me.
So you had all these people's numbers in the phone book.
Well, not all these people, just that.
Just that guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Back then, you had to carry around a phone book too.
I had to. So he's talking about my own personal black book.
Yes.
Yeah, you had a little black book
Yes.
back then.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? There were no contacts in the phone.
Yeah.
You had your little black book.
Yeah.
A little small black book. I still got
I
it.
used to have like a wide one like that with the appointment book and phone book all in one.
Oh yeah. So man, what happened? I get there, I stay, but she just gave me the key. She gave me the key and said, hey, look, because I'm working, here's the key, do your thing. So I went all around, Copenhagen and stuff like that. But I didn't have to pay for that lodging. And then I have to go to a hostel. I mean, they're cheap hostels. So check this out. So we're traveling by train. So in Copenhagen, I tell those guys, hey, see you later. I probably never see those guys again in my life.
Right.
So check this out. Jump on the train from Copenhagen down to Berlin. And that's when it's East and West Berlin. All right? This is
Before the
1990.
Berlin Wall.
But no. This is 1990. This is after the wall. The wall came down in November '89. Okay? So this is after the wall.
Okay.
All right, now, we're not yet a year after the wall coming down. So we're still East and West Berlin, East and West Germany. Because they hadn't unified, I think they unified in '93, something like that.
Okay.
So the thing is, so we're there, and and so I said, hey, look, man, I see y'all, dapping up and everything like that, and I'm in Berlin, and crazy stuff happens in Berlin. It happened in Berlin, man. I went to see the East Berlin. I went to see what Jesse Owens had run, the Olympics and stuff like that. So I went over, check out the stadium, and this stuff like it had stopped in time. Like it actually stopped in time. I went to the stadium. It was, it was Prominent Stadium and stuff like that. And went over there and just to see the stadium because I'm a big track guy.
Right.
So I'm going. After that, I and you know, just being in the right place, just moving around. I see some guys who, you know, doing the summer circuit track, right? And so they just happen to see me, you know, hey, what's up, man? So you stop and start talking.
Right.
So me being a track guy and stuff, like, start talking when they say, hey, look, you know, you can ride to the stadium. We got to meet at the stadium. I think it was on Westwood. We got to meet at the stadium. Hey, look, just come by. You can jump on the bus and ride over there with us. So I go to the hotel. So I'm sitting there, and I was like, I thought it was just a regular shuttle bus, but it was a shuttle bus for the athletes. And so, you know, being a brother, they just feel like I'm part of the group.
Right.
So the people just tell me, hey, no, hey, that's the bus over there. Go and get on it.
Right.
So I go there, and I see all these. That's 1990. So I'm seeing all these Olympians from '88. They're on the bus with me.
Wow.
You know, going over to the stadium.
Right.
I walk in there with, you know, walking there with them.
Right.
You know, I'm like, so, but just when you're wandering around, it always, things just happen.
Yeah, they
Things
do.
just happen.
They do.
You know, I remember.
And it's amazing how they happen.
Right.
But
right.
it's almost like it's meant to happen.
Right. Oh yeah.
Because you be like, in some instances it saves your life.
Mm-hmm.
In some instances you just meet people that you end up knowing for the rest of your life.
Right, exactly.
And it just really just happens like
That
that.
happens like that.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Life changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, hey, here's the crazy thing. So my buddy, he had a sister in Copenhagen. He also had a sister in Berlin. So when I got to Berlin, I chilled at her place for a few days. Right?
Right.
She left me with the key, say, "Hey, Jarvis, just do what you need to do."
Right.
Yeah. And so, and I remember, I said, okay, I'm gonna leave. For example, I'm gonna leave on Thursday. But Wednesday, I just happened to go down to the American Express office to change some of those traveler's checks.
Right.
Guess who I see down there? The
Brothers.
three guys who I met in Amsterdam and traveled in Copenhagen.
Right.
They were in there, and they say, "Hey man, hey, tomorrow we're going to Prague."
Right.
Yeah,
Czech,
Czechoslovakia.
yeah, I went to Czech.
Yeah, and Czechoslovakia then.
Okay. Was it Czech Republic?
Yeah, and so they said, we're going down there, and I was saying, oh man, you know, okay, you want to travel with somebody? I said, hey, look. And they said, well, we're leaving on the night train. And I said, oh, damn. I ran back to the place, packed all my little stuff up, and I said, I'll be on that train with them. And I left the key, wrote her a note saying, hey, look, I'm gone, the key is there. Got on the train, and we went from Berlin down to Prague. And got to Prague, and that would be the last time I was in. But in Prague, two things that happened that changed my life forever. I was in Prague, and that's when it was, I mean, the town was empty. I mean, ghost town, you know what I'm talking about? I mean, at that time, you could get 10 beers, 10 half-liter beers for $1. You know, I kid you not. You know, it was just that cheap. You could get a meal for $1. 1990 Prague. It was like July, right around there, July. And so I remember I was looking, I saw a sign for a jazz club. So I said, man, let me go down here and check out this jazz. You know, let me see what's happening with the jazz. And I go up there, I walk up, and it's closed. You know, and I said, I know I'm in the right place. And then when I was sitting there reading the sign, trying to figure out what was going on, another guy walked up, and he was looking for the jazz club as well. And he's like, hey man, and oh man, I thought it was gonna be jazz too. So he said, hey look, let's go grab a beer. So we go and grab his stuff, telling him his story. He's there teaching English as a second language there in Prague.
Wow.
He said, man, you ought to check it out. I was like, no, man, I'm a teacher in the U.S. I don't want to fool with that.
Right.
You know, so a few days later, I'm there. And so, you know, you just happen, you hear English.
Right.
You know, and then, excuse me, sorry about that. And then small talk, this chick told me, she said, oh yeah, I'm an English teacher here. You know, what? So a few days later, another one. And she said, yeah, it's called Education for Democracy. Go check it out. Go check it out. And I was like, I said, so I had another day. I'm like, okay, let me just go down there and check it out.
Right.
So she gave me the address, go around there, walk into the office, and they say, yeah, we're looking for native speakers. We want people who, and they say, you don't have to be you're just going to teach conversation English. I said, okay, all right. So I said, well, tell me about it, And so I was in the office. So they were actually assigning people, right? And they said, hey, Jarvis, hey, you want to go? Hey, if you really want to do it, we can put you at this university. It's like 3 hours from Prague. And I was like, okay, I was thinking, you want university? Hey, I'm still a young man. University? Yeah.
Think about the benefits of it.
Yeah. That sounds like a good one. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, yeah, Yeah, so they said, okay, we're going to send you to Pulaski University in Olomouc. That was the name of the city, Olomouc. So they said, okay, but it was only, I think, July at the time, end of July, maybe early August, I can't remember. And they said, we need you back here September 12th.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, that's fine, that's beautiful, because I'm going to travel some more. Right. So I went from, I went from Prague to Budapest. In Budapest, met this chick. I was going to stay a few days, ended up staying 3 weeks, in Budapest. And then on the train, hey, women can change up your schedule, man. Hey,
change up your life, too.
Change up your life. Change up my schedule. So I was having a good time. Yeah, man. I went from Budapest down to, in Budapest, I wanted to go to Greece. So, but it was all through Yugoslavia. 36 hours on the train, and that's when you sleep on the train. The couchette, the old slow trains of Eastern Europe, man, unbelievable. You can't imagine, Hey, and I was like, hey, about going to the bathroom, you gotta hold it for a day, man. Hold it for a day. Going to the bathroom. Oh God, I was like, no way. So, and I remember going through Belgrade. I remember jumping off the train. We had a quick second, jumping off the train to buy some chicken right quick. Getting back on the train, it was in Belgrade. We get down to, and I was sharing a couchette with these brothers, some brothers from England. Okay. I was sharing a couchette with them, and it may have been a couple more people.
Right.
And so let me tell you how when you travel as an arrogant American, when I got to the Greek border, let me tell you how crazy it was. So I'm getting there, but I remember the guy boards the train before we cross over into Greece, and he said, fill this out, but he didn't hand it to the guy from the UK. I got a U.S. passport. You giving it to you ain't give it to them, but I got to fill this paper for you. Know what I'm talking about?
Right.
So I was up there BSing around. I didn't fill it. So this is at night. I'm talking about after midnight. The train pulling through at the border. So then they come through. So he come back. Hey, look, you didn't feel this? Oh, you think it's a game? I remember that he in broken English and stuff. You think it's a game? Hey, wait over there right there. You got my passport? Wait right there. And so this little police kind of station right there at the border. He's like, wait right there. And I was like, oh, shit. Man, what I'm gonna do, man? God damn, he got my passport, so I couldn't do nothing.
Right.
And then so I had some money. So I just jumped out, went over there, and I was hoping. I said, man, they could beat me. They could do anything. I had seen the movie Midnight Express, and that's a great movie. People want to see
Midnight Express.
Midnight Express.
I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah. It's about this guy getting caught in Turkey. But in the 70s, based on a true story. But anyway, so I'm like, oh God, man. So he came over there, he said, hey, look, let me tell you, this is my job. I have no time for you. I said, yes, sir. Hey, what are you going to do? Fill that junk out? Got back on that train, and I said, I ain't never flew around no border people ever again.
Right.
Get down there, we get to Greece. I go around Greece, and check out Athens. And then I go down to this island, Corfu. And some people say, hey, don't go down there, don't go to Corfu. It's ain't nothing but a big frat house, party. It's not the real, true Greek isle, but it's close to Athens. So I took a trip over there, and man, look, I'm stunned. This is 1990. Right. You know what I'm talking about? And these northern European chicks, tall, beautiful. Here they just getting out the water, topless beach. I mean, they playing volleyball topless. I'm sitting there in the hostel, you know, talking about, you know, hey, and it's just unbelievable. I'm trying to be cool, eat my chicken sandwich, you know, and do my drink, trying to pretend like, yeah, I've seen this before, which I hadn't, you know.
Right.
And so the thing is, man, I'm like, whoa. So anyway, I at the place, at the hostel I was staying, after a couple of days I meet this chick. And I think she was a flight attendant, right? And she reminded me of Robin Giddens. That was when Robin Giddens was beautiful back in the day. Yeah.
Head of the class?
Head of the class, yeah. And
people be sleeping. I just had this conversation with somebody the other day, and it was like, I was like, she was fine, though.
Fine.
I know why Mike Tyson took her.
Yeah, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, she looked like Robin Giddens.
Mm-hmm.
She was fine.
So she was like, and she was traveling, she said she was traveling around the world. So, man, I was like, she said, well, I'm leaving tomorrow. Here again, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow. And I had already paid the hostel. Now, that was big money, $18 a night for me back then. Hey, look, wait a minute. I still got $36. I got 2 more nights on my bill here. Now, you know what I'm talking about? I can't leave that on the table, you know? So, and I'm thinking, get on that boat with her tomorrow, over to Italy, or either, hey, stay there. I'm like, forget that $18.
That's
you
right.
Know? Then and so I got on that boat with her, and you know, and it was late too. When the ferry got into Brindisi, Italy, we crossed the Adriatic over. We got into Brindisi. All the trains, no more. It's like 1 or 2 in the morning, so no more trains out. And so, hey, everybody crashing on this train floor. I had my little roll-up bamboo thing on my backpack, laid that on the floor, went to sleep, had my my little pouch, you know. Tucked
all the ID and everything.
Tuck my passport, my plane ticket, my traveler's checks, all that. Put it down, you know, put it all the way down.
Yeah.
Hey, if anybody start wrestling with that, they gonna wake me up.
That's right.
You know, so I put it all the way down there, had it under my shirt. Hey, went to sleep, got up, you know, the train started rolling about 5, 6 that morning.
Right.
Got the train, and I remember she and I, we got on the train to Bologna. And I had an open itinerary, so wherever you going, baby, I'm going.
I'm cool.
So get up there. But the attitude of it, I just say this, the attitude didn't work out. You know what I'm talking about?
She had the Robin Gibbons attitude, too.
Yeah, she had the Robin Gibbons attitude. There you go. There. So we rolled out there. So there, I can tell you, but things happen. I met a dude from Germany, met a guy from Germany, and we hit it off. And he said, yeah, man, I'm going out to the Adriatic. I'm going to this little town, Ravenna, on the Adriatic. Right. So I said, yeah, man, hey, let's roll. I roll out there. I ain't doing nothing. So we go out there, and then, you know, this is after the wall came down, guys. So it's not even a year yet. It's only like 8 months, 9 months after the wall had come down. So check this out. Busload of East Germans come in, and of course, out of that group, there's East German women coming up in there. So they were staying at the same hostel. And met these 2 chicks, man. And so we were like, yeah, we're going over to the beach tomorrow. And they were like, yeah, we can go with y'all. So yeah, come on. We go over there to the beach. We're on the Adriatic, right? And we go to the beach. We out there chilling. They just go topless, right? Every time we start tapping each other. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. me and him, we were friends, but we became good friends. They say, damn, man. I say, yeah, okay. And then, as a matter of fact, I kept in touch with one of them. One of them was from Dresden.
Right.
Yeah. And so I traveled around some more. My boy, he was meeting some family, some.
Within that year, how many countries do you think you went to in that year?
At least 15, maybe more. 15, 20. Right.
And this was all in Europe?
Yeah, all in Europe. All in Europe.
We got to do a part 2 because you got a lot to say.
Yeah.
Let's say this before. Get this out there. What was one of your wildest experiences traveling?
I'm gonna have to think on that one.
Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind.
I had some. something crazy. I mean, in Budapest, you know, I told you about that.
Yeah.
I didn't elaborate on that.
Okay.
But that was the reason why I stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and hey, that was something else. And then before I got back to start teaching, you know, there are a few more things that went down. You know what I'm talking about? That happened. You know,
Right.
but it was unbelievable. It was a life changing. Life changing. You know, and we talking about 1990, but it's 2023. So when that bug hit me in '89, you know, hey,
It never stopped.
Never stopped. Things got better and better and better.
What's your favorite top five countries you like the most?
Top 5.
Yeah.
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. I like Czech Republic. I didn't spend a lot of time there. It was nice though. The interesting thing was we was on the line going into a club and people were just jumping around between 3 and 4 different languages. Like everybody there speaks multiple languages.
Right. I got to tell you some stories because after teaching there, and this is another topic, you know, I taught there in 90, 91, in 93, 94. Some of my Czech students attended HBCUs.
Really?
Yeah. I say, hey, look, if I'm recommending you for a college, it's going to be an HBCU.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I assume these was black
Hampton,
students.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I wanted them to see brothers and sisters, you know, if you're going there, hey, look, you're going to the HBCU. Yeah.
Okay, so Czech is in the top 5.
Czech is in the top. Oh, yeah. It's right up there. And also, of course, Colombia. Yeah.
We're going to get to how you, what brought you here on the next one.
Yeah. Italy will be right up there.
Okay, Italy.
Yeah. And probably France.
I thought France was one of the beautiful cities.
Oh, yeah. That
Beautiful landscape and everything. Yeah.
It's right up there.
Yeah.
And I would say my other is, believe it or not, Ecuador.
Ecuador. I've never been to Ecuador.
Yeah.
You told me about Ecuador.
Ecuador.
You told me something.
I went there to go because I wanted to see the Galapagos, so I went to the Galapagos. I can tell you some stories about the Galapagos that people wouldn't believe.
You know, we're going to
Your
do...
listeners would love it.
We're going to do like maybe one story per week. Because I think one story for you could last like 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm going to refer back to you. Of course, everybody knows I spent a lot of time in Colombia.
Right.
So it'll be nothing to get back with you and talk with you and get another story to go down the
I got some
travel.
filter-ins. We still in 1990.
I know.
So you're talking about the 2023. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know, I haven't been talking about the Rio Carnival 20 years ago.
Wow.
I didn't tell you about Club Help, you know, way back then. And all
brothers
that.
know about Help.
They know about Help. But
20 years ago.
Yeah, but you know, 30 years ago, all this stuff, man. Hey, look, it's been a great ride.
How many countries have you been to in total?
I've been to right at close to 50, I think 48 somewhere.
48, okay. I think I'm like at 29, 30.
Yeah. I think so. And I got a buddy, he's just hit 70.
7-0.
7-0. Yeah, he wrote to me yesterday. And when I met him in 2013, I met him in Thailand.
Okay.
I met him in Pattaya in 2013, 10 years ago, and he had only about 10 under his belt. So he's done 60 in those 10 years.
Yeah.
But my thing is that I like to enjoy the places, so I'll go back.
That's my problem
time
too.
Again. You know?
If I didn't return to countries, that could be another country. But what's the sense of not returning to a place you enjoy?
Right.
Sometimes people make comments and say, "Oh, you back in Colombia? Oh, you back here?" But the beauty of it is, if you enjoy that place, you should return. My goal, yes, is to visit as many countries as I can in my life that I'm interested in visiting, for one. But what sense does it make if you're not going to enjoy the place that you encounter?
You got to explore. You got to explore.
Yes.
You got to explore and get to know it. Because you can't, like, and I'm just going to throw this in right quick. I've talked just recently. I've been to Colombia. Now you've been to Parquilletes.
Yes.
You haven't gone to Colombia.
Or you've been to Medellin.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you haven't explored Colombia. I've been here a year and a half. Okay, and there's still a lot of things I haven't even seen here in Colombia. I'm finding new spots.
Like,
here in,
what
here
neighborhood we're in, you told me. You brought me to this neighborhood,
La
never been here.
La Floresta.
Floresta, like a flower?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is totally different. It's nice, laid back. There's a park here, beautiful restaurants around here. And you know, I thought I was going to Laureles. I had the feeling like, oh, am I going to Laureles?
Yeah.
But it's not. We like past Laureles.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you'll never get the chance to really even know a city unless you visit a few times, you stay, you make friends.
Right,
You know?
exactly. And I encourage all the young brothers, hey, go on your own. That group travel, it holds you up. Go on your own. Get out there. Don't be afraid. You can figure stuff out.
Yeah.
And if I did it without the cell phone, without the
No
ATM,
internet. No internet.
no internet, you know.
No electronic payments.
Right, yeah.
Nothing.
No e-tickets.
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff. Just a phone booth. You know, and you could, so they, you know, it's easy.
It's very
Piece
easy.
of cake. Piece of cake.
And I will say one thing: when you travel with people, sometimes, like me, I'm always trying to get out and explore. So they don't want to go on the tours. They don't want to do some of the adventurous things I want to do.
Right.
Sometimes they get me to stay in. Sometimes I get them to stay in. But when you're alone, you're not going to stay in that hotel room by yourself.
Right, exactly.
You're going to leave that hotel room. When you're alone, I mean, I've gone into clubs and places I should have no business going by myself because I was by myself.
Right.
Did you ever experience danger? Like when you felt like your life was on the line, traveling around the world by yourself?
Yeah, Ecuador about 12 years ago. Yeah, in Ecuador about 12 years ago. I got a taxi. Okay, now, it's on me. It's on me. You follow what I'm saying? Because I let my guard down. I've been going there a lot and stuff like that in Guayaquil. Okay, but I let my guard down because I got too comfortable. Okay, and it's late at night. After midnight, nothing happens good after midnight. I mean, it's 1 in the morning.
Right.
Okay, and what happened? I came out of club, you know, strip club, came out of there, and I wanted to go pick up some more money. So I go.
You wasn't finished.
Hey, but my head, you know, I saw something I like, you know. So I go back to the hotel. But see, here's the problem. I held a taxi. They usually have taxis lined up in front of the club. But I held, it was on like a Tuesday night, something like that. So I held one from the street. And got in the street, went back to my hotel, went up, you know, put some money in my pocket. Okay, and I guess the guy was phoning his folks or whatever, you know, this kind of stuff. Come back down, and we got about 5 blocks from the hotel. And next thing you know, this car pulls in front. Guys jump out with guns and stuff like that. Okay, and I'm in the front seat, bucket seats. The guy in the back. One guy gets in the front with me. The other guy got in the back, pulls me back, and they got the gun. Right, you know, and you know, but this instinct, this stupid instinct, you're trying to look up and stuff instead of just now be calm. You know what I'm talking about? But you know, and the thing is that ended up. I'll tell you the funny story. Ended up, I had a condom in my pocket.
Right.
And it was over the $100 bill I had in my pocket. So the guy, when he reached his hand in my pocket, he felt the condom put his hand out. So he never got to the 100. But I had some ones, you know, tip money. I had some ones in the other pocket. They took all the ones and stuff. And then what happened was, and they let me out. They took my shoes. I had some nice Adidas. They took those. They took my watch, you know. And then and they just pushed my taxi. They took off, you know. And then all of a sudden, I'm out there. I flagged down, walked out to the street. Luckily, there was some cops coming and weighed them down, told them what happened, and took me back to my hotel. Yeah, that
Well, you spoke Spanish at that time?
Yeah. I'm not fluent, but I am functional.
Did you learn Spanish from traveling in Spanish-speaking countries, or did you take classes?
I took and I encourage these guys. Hey, look, just go to, if you're out of school, just go to the community college. You know, I was doing it when I was teaching. So at night, I would just go down a few nights a week, take a class at the community college. You know, I didn't care about the grade. I just wanted to, and I let the professor know that. I just want to learn the basics. And then after that, right after that semester, I quit my job again. That's another story. I quit my job again. I moved to Bolivia.
Live.